while in one sense an event like this isn't a place to give a lecture on neurophysiology and the state of the mind, it's an interesting time with the full moon and the spring and the spring equinox to consider humans wherever they happen to be and the nature of the human mind. And the brain has two halves. It has a left hemisphere and it has a right hemisphere. And the two halves of the brain are joined by fibers called the corpus callosum. Now, why is this of importance, or why is it of interest? It's of interest because for the artist, artists are tormented individuals because they are well aware that inside their being are two or more people. There's the left hemisphere, and there's the right hemisphere. The left hemisphere has vocabulary, it has names for objects, it has things. It develops tools. The painting that we're seeing going on is using the right hand to create image, and the right hand is the tool hand, controlled by the left hemisphere. It's clear, precise, object-oriented values, precision, and the right hemisphere is an entirely different kind of person. The right hemisphere is the individual who sees the large picture, who senses and feels, and doesn't have names for things always. Sound, which is much of what we're doing this evening, was one of the first senses to develop in all organisms, because sound is in effect touch. If you look inside the ear and you look at the history of the evolution of animals, you'll find that sound and touch are related very closely together. In fact, the perception of sound comes from the fish, where the fish could feel the sound in the side of its body. And probably the first art to develop independently was that of music, because people made sounds to each other. They went, meaning not so good. And they went, meaning very good. Springtime, let's go and find a nice look. Mixed company here. So, excuse me, it's the full moon that does it to me. And the artist lives in both of these worlds, in the world of precision, the world of order, and the world of freedom and openness. And what we will see this evening is how the sense of touch in sound comes about in one way. The sense of touch in another way comes about through wanting to make the body move and to feel the space, to feel the arms move freely. And so much of this evening will have various kinds of dance. China has an amazing continuous history of the evolution and development and study of art forms that employ the body. But along with this side of the brain, the right side of the brain, China has an enormously long history of developing the sense of the word, calligraphy, and notably poetry. And one view is that poetry, in fact, came about before speech, because poetry is very indirect, very indistinct. It's open to interpretation. As you'll see on the poster, which we'll see in the second half again, the poem which I have on my costume here, by Li Bai, is about the hoarfrost and remembering the city that the writer came from. So words and space and time and memory and physicality combine, and they come together in words in the form of poetry. Very condensed, very evocative. They will speak to you. Poetry calls to you through the heart, not through the mind. It's possible to understand poetry through the mind. But poetry speaks to the heart and to the soul. And with the poetry, we will feel the sense of the movement, the articulation of space, and that of time and memory.